Imagine this, you have prepared for weeks and then interviewer asks you, tell me the difference between application server and central instance. For a moment, everything goes blank. You have studied this, but somehow the words just won't line up. And it happened to so many SAP Basis consultants. Hours of preparation, but when it mattered the most, the concept didn't connect. That's exactly why I made this video. We are going to break down to top 15 most asked SAP Basis interview questions for 2025 using simple analogy and clear explanation that sticks in your mind. By the end, you won't just memorize answers, you actually understand them. And that's what makes you stand out. And trust me, when you get to question number 9, you will see why it's my personal favorite. So let's start. Hey everyone, welcome to SAP Interviews, a channel where we make SAP Basis or any SAP interview less scary and more crackable. I drop video on mock interviews, the most asked questions, and SAP career tips. So if you are aiming to break into SAP Basis or switch role in any SAP domain, you are in the right place. So let's start right from the foundation. After all, before you can answer any SAP Basis interview questions, you need to know what exactly SAP Basis and why is it the heart of SAP system. So, what is SAP Basis and why is it essential in any SAP system? SAP Basis is technical foundation layer of SAP system. It manages system administration, database communication, user management, performance monitoring, and transport management. Without a basis, SAP applications like FI, HR can't function because there is no platform to run them on. Imagine a hospital with a world-class doctors and facilities, but no electricity. Everything is ready, but nothing works. That's SAP without basis. And once you see basis as a heartbeat of SAP system, the next question is, how is this system structured so all parts are connected together? That's where SAP architecture comes in. Explain SAP system architecture. So, SAP built on 3-tiered client-server architecture. At a presentation layer, user log on with through SAP GUI or Fury apps. This layer is only for interaction. It collects user input and shows the output, but it doesn't run business logic on it. Then there is the application layer. Application layer is where all the processing happens. It is the dispatcher of different work processes, dialogues of user activity, batch of background jobs, update for database commits, Enqueue for logs, and spool for printing. This is the brain of system that execute ABAP program and apply business rules over there. Finally, the database layer, where all data is stored, like master data, transactional data, and configurations. In S/4HANA system, this runs on HANA in-memory databases, so report and transaction are much faster. For example, if you create a sales order, the presentation layer takes the input, the application layer checks stock and pricing, and then the database layer saves the order. That flow is make the system scalable and reliable. Think of a food ordering app. The app screen is presentation layer, the restaurant is the application layer, and the fridge or pantry is the database layer. But since multiple businesses share same setup, how do we prevent their data from mixing? That's where clients come in. What is SAP client? Name the standard client and their purpose. A client in SAP is self-contained environment with its own data, users, and configurations. Clients allow multiple organizations to run the same system without interfering. Standard clients are 000 master configuration, basically system settings in the CAT client. 001 copy for 000 used for customizing. 066 early watt for monitoring and services. Just picture a skyscraper. Each floor is a client, same building, but each floor has its own lock, furnitures, and staff. But inside these clients, not everyone had the same access. How do you control that? That's where user type comes in. What type of user exists in SAP system, and when would you use each of them? SAP defines different users for different purposes. Dialog for interactive login like normal users, system for background or system tasks, communication is for RFC and APIs connection, services is for anonymous or multiple logins, references used to inherit role or authorization. Example, a background job runs with the SAP system user, while a user login with SAP GUI as a Dialog user. Think of an office. Employees use their own badge. That's a Dialog user. Machines in the server room keep working non-stop. That's a system user. APIs are like delivery agent coming and going. That's communication user. And shared visitor passes are like service user. But once these users log in, someone needs to manage their requests fairly. That's the dispatcher. What is the role of SAP dispatcher and how it interacts with the work processes? The SAP dispatcher is responsible for managing user requests in application server. It queue requests and assign them to available work process such as Dialog, background, update, Enqueue, spool, etc. This ensures system load is distributed efficiently. Think of an airport control tower. Flights request keep arriving, and the dispatcher assigns them to free runway. That's a work process. Without this control, there would be collision and chaos. But this only works inside a single server. What if there are multiple servers? That's where Logon group helps us. Quick pause here. If you are finding these examples making SAP Basis concept clear, go ahead and hit that like button, so more people like you can find this video and this can be helpful for them as well. And if you are serious about cracking SAP Basis interview, make sure you subscribe our channel. I drop video every week on most asked SAP interview questions, mock interviews and career tips. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. What are Logon groups and how they help in load balancing? Logon group distribute user session across multiple application server to prevent overloading on one server. They are configured using transaction code SMLG and ensure better performance and availability. Imagine in a bank, there are 10 customers, but everyone is in the first queue. Logon groups are like smart receptionists who guides customer evenly across all the counters. Now, with multiple server balanced, the next question is, how does one server differ from central instance that coordinates everything? What is the difference between application server and central instance or ASCS? In SAP, application server is basically where user requests get executed. So if you run any transaction code, it's the application server that processes it through its work processes like Dialog, batch, updates, and so on. But the system also needs central coordinator to keep everything in sync. That's the ASCS or central service instance. It runs two critical components. The one is message server, which help all the application server communicate effectively, and the another one is Enqueue server, which manage locks so two users don't override the same data at the same time. So I would say the application server does the heavy lifting, while ASCS acts like a captain, making sure all servers play together without any conflict. And every SAP system needs at least one ASCS for smooth coordination. Think of a sports team. The player is basically application server, runs and score, but the captain, basically ASCS, keeps them coordinated and prevent clashes. But when server need to communicate beyond their team, SAP use RFCs or remote function calls. So what is RFC and how many different kind of RFCs are there? RFC stands for remote function call. and it's a way that SAP system talk to each other or any external system. There are mainly 4 types of RFC. First one is synchronous RFC. It works like a live phone call where you have to wait till the reply of other person. While another one is asynchronous RFC. While an asynchronous RFC is more like leaving a message and moving on. Then third one is transactional RFC. Transactional RFC makes sure the function runs exactly once, even if the connection drops, which is critical for data integrity although. And the last one is queued RFC. Queued RFC goes one step further by making sure requests are processed in the right order when sequence matters. Together, these types of RFC makes the SAP communication flexible and reliable. RFC is like international calling. Sometimes you talk live. Sometimes you leave a voice message. Sometimes you ensure the message always arrives. And sometimes the order of message is critical. Now, among these, transactional RFCs is specifically important. Let's see why. What is transactional RFC or tRFC and why it is used? Transactional RFC or tRFC is designed to guarantee that a function call is executed exactly once in a target system. If the network fails or system goes down, it automatically retry until the request is successfully processed. This makes it very reliable for background processing or integration where duplication would be major cause. A good example is in finance posting between systems. You can't take risk of transaction being posted twice or not at all. And tRFC ensure that doesn't happen. Picture sending money online. If internet dropped, you can't risk it being sent it twice or not at all. tRFC guarantees that transfer complete once, no matter how many retries it takes. But once reliability is ensured, how do we secure these connections? That's the job of SAProuter. What is the purpose of SAProuter and how does it improve the security? SAProuter is a small program that sits between your SAP system and external network, acting like a secure gatekeeper. It controls which connections are allowed, reduce the exposure of your internal system, and also ensure SAP provide remote support without direct access to entire network. In other words, instead of outsider coming straight into your system, they pass through SAProuter first, which filter and secure the communication. Think of your home with the treasures inside it. You don't give outsider direct access. They pass through a guarded gate. SAProuter is that guarded gate for your system. Now, with the security in place, the next challenging thing is moving safely across the system. That's where transport comes in. What is transport request? Distinguish between Workbench, customizing, and transport of copies. A transport request in SAP is simply a package that carries changes from one system to another. If you are moving development object like program, DDIC elements, that's a Workbench request. If you are moving configuration settings, that's customizing request. And then you also have transport of copies, which is mainly used when you want to test or temporarily move changes without affecting the main transport path. All three exist to make sure changes move consistently and safe across the systems. Think of a relay race. A backend is a transport, carries changes from one runner to another system. Workbench carries the code, customizing carries setting, and TOC or transport of copy is like practice button. But for these buttons to move smoothly, we need proper transport system, which is STMS. How do you configure STMS and import the transport request into the target system? To set up STMS, first you need to define the system landscape so SAP knows which system exists. Then you configure the transport route, which are like the paths change it will follow. Once that's in place, Transport request appeared in import queue of the target system, and from there you can import them with proper logging and traceability. The whole idea is to make sure that every change move is in a controlled manner and step-by-step manner. It's like a building of railway network. First you map the station, which is system, then you set up the tracks, which is routes, and finally you run the train, which is transport, along them. But sometimes instead of moving across system, you just want to copy within the system. That's where the client copy comes in. What is a client copy? Explain the step and transaction used for client copy. A client copy is used to duplicate data or configuration within or between the SAP system. You can do a local copy in the same system using SCCL, a remote copy across system, or even export or import via transport. To monitor the process, you use SCC3. It's typically done when you want to create a training client, a sandbox for testing, or replicate production data into quality without disturbing the original client. Think of a publishing house making multiple editions of the same book. The content is the same, but each edition serves a different audience, training, testing, or quality. But like books need corrections, SAP system also need patches. That's where SAP Note helps us. How do you apply SAP Note to SAP systems? And when would you choose manual over automated implementation? SAP Notes are basically fixes or instruction released by SAP. The easiest way to implement them is through transaction SNOTE, which automates the process. But sometimes there is some custom code that note need to be adjusted. You have to implement it manually. Automated notes are like straightforward, but manual notes are chosen when you need more control or when the system can't apply them automatically. Either way, the goal is to correct the issue and keep the system stable. It's like updating your phone. Most patches install automatically, but some require manual step because of unique app or settings. But SAP Notes are also one kind of update. For larger updates, we also deal with support packages and kernel patches. What is the difference between support package, a kernel, and a SAP Note? A support package is like a bundle of corrections delivered together and applied through tools like spam or sync. The kernel, on the other hand, is like core set of executables that set and runs on your system. So updating it is like updating the engine of your system for performance and security. And SAP Note is much smaller in scope. It's like a single fix or instruction released by a specific issue. Together, SAP Note, support packages, and kernel updates keep the system up to date and reliable. Think of a car maintenance. Support packages are like full servicing. Kernels are replacing the engine. And SAP Notes is small but critical fixes from the manufacturer. And that's it. The 15 most asked SAP Basis interview questions and answer in 2025. If you have stayed with me till the end, you already proving something important, that you care enough about your career to prepare deeply. Most candidates give up halfway, but not you. That's what will set you apart in your interview. If this video gave you clarity, don't stop here. Subscribe to SAP Interview so you never miss our next session. I have got full mock interviews and more SAP questions and answers coming up that will take your preparation to the next level. And before you go, check out my other video on SAP interview questions. It's perfect next step to keep your confidence growing. Stay tuned, keep pushing, and remember, every hour you invest here is bringing you one step closer to your offer letter. I will see you in the next one.